Howdy, I'm CyberX with Outlandishly Crafted. And today we're going to be talking about GitHub. Yes, I brought this up a few times in just conversations with people, but I thought I'd do a video about it because I saw this thumbnail and it just sparked it back up. Let's just talk about a situation really quick. So, you have really valuable information. Maybe it's your all of your family photos for 100 years, and you put them on an external hard drive, and you have them sitting in your house, and you think, man, they're backed up. Is having all of your data in one location a valid backup? Is it a backup if that data is not uneditable or changeable? So let's talk about GitHub. If you are a developer or you do any kind of things with GitHub and you only have your data up in GitHub as a backup or a distribution channel, you are putting all of your eggs in one basket. And if GitHub has any crashes or issues or shuts down or changes or has an ID, with the EU crap, what's going to happen to all of your distros? What's going to happen to all of your content and dependencies, all of those other things you depend on that are also pulled from GitHub? What happens when all of those disappear or go down or are hacked or are corrupted, or Microsoft does something scummy like puts Copilot inside GitHub? For all of the Linux users and Android users and Unix users and all of the crypto and security people, you're storing all of your code databases, private and public, in Microsoft's GitHub. You bitch and moan and complain about Windows security and Microsoft being so abusive all day long, every day, and that anything using Microsoft is horrible, and yet you put all of your eggs in the GitHub basket owned by Microsoft.
The day has finally come, a day I've been scared of for a while. 7 years ago, GitHub was acquired by Microsoft. And for the most part, Microsoft's been a pretty good steward of GitHub, primarily because they've allowed GitHub to operate independently. That just changed. The CEO of GitHub has stepped down, and GitHub is now part of Microsoft in a much more direct way. This is a scary change.
Now, what is on the screen right now? GitHub CEO has resigned, and GitHub is moving even closer into Microsoft's core AI team. I'm going to pull this out for a thumbnail. Yeah, how many of you are using GitHub for your change management? Microsoft has recently shoved Copilot down our throats. They've put Copilot in everything. It'll show up on your phone. It'll show up on your Office 365 portal. Even if you don't want it, even if you demand not to have it, you have to go remove it. It's on by default. It's recording everything you're doing in Windows 11. It's indexing it so the hackers have easy access to all your passwords and all your data, and the government. And all of this is being done deliberately to steal your data and to sell it and allow the AI more access to the data. This isn't a AI versus non-AI issue. This is a douchebag, scummy corporations versus freedom and privacy issue. And yet all of you Android's cultists are out there using GitHub like it's no big deal. I don't hear any of the Linux or the crypto or the security bros or the cypherpunks saying anything about GitHub. Yet it's run by Microsoft and it's moving into their core AI team, and yet nobody's talking about. And we're not even talking about like the the design failure of GitHub and dependencies. If GitHub turned off today, how many of your programs and scripts and different softwares wouldn't function anymore? How many of them wouldn't be able to do a pull? How many of them wouldn't be able to get a dependency that they need to just function? Instead of you working on replacing those dependencies or pulling those dependencies out of GitHub or offline, all of that's been pushed more and more and centralized more and more into the core hub. Would cryptocurrencies be able to function if GitHub disappeared tomorrow? Would they be able to do updates or change their stuff? Would they even be able to access their code base? Or is all their code base locked away in GitHub? Do they even have offline versions of the entire code in a real backup system? I'm going to bet a lot of them don't. So if you're using GitHub as your core backup for version management, change management, push and pull for your whole team, and you hate Microsoft, or you refuse to use Windows, or you badmouth and bash security and all this stuff all this time, how the hell do you sleep at night using GitHub? So I'm CyberX with Outlandishly Craft, and this has bugged me for a long time. Hope you get your shit together and get a real backup done.